Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Oprah, and this time we have Raw Instinct versus the world, because that's the way it always is, you know. Every time this YouTube quote-unquote community always has drama, and then it'll be quiet for about a month, maybe 2 months, maybe a month and a half, and in that month and a half, everybody forgets about what happened. But the thing that nobody ever forgot about was Wings raging. Or there's something else, something that you can't do in the YouTube community. I forgot. I remember I was watching some video. I think it was PKA, and they said, oh, I know what it is. It's Wings raging was the second worst, and Shaggy faking a nuke was the ultimate. It was the ultimate worst. I remember that, and people today still don't forget that Shaggy faked a nuke, and he gets hate just for that faking of the nuke on a good scale too. It's not like, you know, just like 2 people commenting on his videos about a fake nuke. It's a large amount of people. You know, Wings of Redemption had that incident before in which he raged at Syndicate and, you know, broke his controller, things like that, and everybody jumped on him because he raged at a video game or was, you know, unsportsmanlike or something like that, and they automatically forget that they've raged at video games before. I bet you they've broken controllers before, so what's up with the hypocrisy, you know? But Wings of Redemption did that, and everybody forgot about it. And, you know, you still have those few people that, you know, get on his case about it, but not as much as people get on Shaggy's case for faking a nuke. And I remember that I had Shaggy on like a video. I had a dual commentary with him a long time ago, and it was about the faking of the nuke thing, and he was denying it the entire time. But then later on he came out and said, yeah, I faked the nuke, and that was it for him. You know, nobody ever forgot about that. And I even think that was probably one of the first huge arguments in the YouTube community. And the arguments before that, back when I first started in YouTube, and for those of you guys who are, you know, talking about, like, I make Battlefield videos, the guys who are arguing make Call of Duty videos, we're all basically part of the same YouTube quote-unquote community. You know, we're all YouTube gamers, and we're all interconnected in some type of way. And when I first started on Call of Duty, and back then the issue was using an ACOG scope and steady aim and stuff like that. People were just bashing each other for that. And now, you know, it's all about calling commentators and stuff like that view whores and money whores, and the community has definitely changed. And overall, I think the community is better now than it was before, you know. But now we got guys doing it full-time. Woody's Gamertag is doing it full-time. Syndicate doing it full-time. And that's an amazing thing to see, because they're just playing video games and they're earning a living off of it. And that is freaking badass, and I love that. But like I always say, the community is always going to have the issues, and like Redneck said on Twitter, us gamers wonder why we're not taken seriously. And the reason why we're not taken seriously a lot of times is because it's shit like this. You know, it looks like high school in the YouTube community sometimes, and you always have, like, it's like a high school just filled with girls, not the guys. Because for those of you guys who have ever been in high school, or in high school right now, have been in it, or are about to go in it, for those of you guys who are about to go in it, learn this. Girls are the worst. The worst. I mean, guys are bad too, you know, they fist fight and stuff like that, but girls, they hold grudges. Guys, we let it go. But girls, they hold grudges forever. And they will never forget it. If they hate a girl in high school, they're gonna hate that same girl until the day they die. And that's the way it is, you know. And then one day they're friends, one day they're enemies, the other day they're friends. Whatever they leave high school on, whether friends or enemy, that's the way it's gonna stay forever. And that's kind of the way the YouTube community is, you know. Everybody's just bashing each other, everybody's hating each other, friends one moment, enemies the next moment, and it's always like that, and it's always funny to see. And whenever there's YouTube drama, I just sit back, relax, and enjoy, you know. It's like an entire episode of Oprah going on right in front of us. And even though Oprah's not there and whatnot, but we sure as shit have the guest on the show. And a lot of people would ask me, what are my opinions on this whole situation? Honestly, if I had to come out with an opinion, because I really, you know, I'm not really bothered by Raw Instinct's videos and whatnot, although they are, you know, insanely similar to T. Martin's videos and stuff like that. At the same time, you got to understand both points of the argument, and at the same time, you got to understand that everybody just needs to chill out. Everybody just needs to settle down and relax and take this on a lower scale, because it's just like, it's like every YouTuber has their little army, You know, you guys are technically my army, quote unquote my army. And Syndicate has his army. Raw Instinct has his army. Team Martin has his army. Woody's Gamertag has his Team Gamertag thing. You know, and once one goes up against the other, it's a non-stop, like, throwing of the comments at each other. You know, the infantry move into one guy's video and start commenting and bombing him with dislikes and hate comments, and then the other guy does the same thing back, and it's just like this back and forth thing. And sometimes, you know, I guess the general consensus is that this guy is right. That's what seems to be with this whole situation with Raw Instinct and that other guy. I keep forgetting how to pronounce his name, but it seems to be that the general consensus is that the other guy is right and Raw Instinct is wrong, seeing as though the amount of hate Raw Instinct is getting compared to the amount of praise the other guy is getting. And although I don't usually get involved with YouTube drama, I just like to sit back and relax and enjoy it, like I always say. Sometimes, you know, you just gotta step in and say, look, shut the hell up. And that's what I did tonight. I went on Twitter and I saw them talking about how anybody who doesn't post the link in the description box to like the video, if you're talking about the drama, is a straight up bitch or something like that, or a bitch ass move. That's what they were saying. And I just stepped in and I was like, you know what, that's bullshit. Grow up. That's childish. And it is, because now you're bashing not only Raw Instinct, but you're bashing anybody who doesn't post a link to your video in the description box. That's kind of childish. It's kind of stupid, and it's time to grow up, honestly. But as for the YouTube drama, it's always fun to see, always fun to hear, and always fun to watch, you know. Just sit back, like I said, grab popcorn. You guys could do it too. Let's all watch this shit unfold, you know. like the Joker said, some men, it can't be bought out. They can't. Oh, it wasn't the Joker who said that. Wow. It was Alfred who said that to Bruce, and he was like, some men can't be bought out. They can't be, you know, bribed or whatever. They're not looking for anything logical. Some men just want to watch the world burn. And I think that's where I fall, you know. I love to just sit back and watch the world burn. Yeah. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary, and if you did, don't forget to click that like button, favorite this video, subscribe. Until next time, peace.